Okay, welcome to our sneak peek into coaching. And we did one of these last month and it went really well. And this month we have a few more coaches from our team that are going to share some pieces. And I'm super excited because everybody on our team just adds something really special as an individual, and it just makes us a stronger team because we have such amazing ladies on our team. So the first section, we're just going to, a couple of us are going to share our stories about kind of where we were before coaching, how we got started, and how it's changed our lives. And we're going to try to move everything along quickly so that we can not take too much of your evening. Sabrina, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
It doesn't matter. You can go first.
Okay. My name is Andrea Correa, and I've been a coach for 6 years. When I started, I was just looking for some way to get fit from home and fell in love with the program almost automatically. And my coach was like, do you want to find out about coaching? And I was like, I don't really know what that means, but sure, why not? And so I checked out a sneak peek similar to this, and it just sounded really fun. And I had no expectations. And my life was fine. I am married, I have 2 kids. My kids were 2 and 4 at the time, and I was working part-time most of the year, full-time during tax season as a CPA. And so that was kind of where I was before. And so when I jumped into this, I had no expectations, but just immediately I just fell in love with the community. I fell in love with helping other people get started on their journey. And I started to see the potential of this business and how it could help us financially. And so it made me want to start reaching towards being able to leave my office job, because in my heart, I just wanted to be available to my kids when they needed me more than anything. I didn't want a job to tell me that I had to be somewhere. And even though my job was fine and they were really flexible, it still was not mine. And I wanted to be able to work from home. And so that's what I did. I worked hard. And I think it was about 1.5 years into coaching that I was able to leave that job and now just coach from home. I still do a little accounting at home, but just as little as possible. And so now I have a job that I love. I've never loved any of my accounting jobs. I have a master's degree and a CPA license, and I've done all different kinds of accounting jobs, but they were all just jobs. And I never felt like honest whenever the boss would say, what are your goals for next year? In my mind, I was like, I just want to stay home with my kids. But you're not supposed to tell your boss that. And so that was never, I never had any goals in that job. But now this job has given me something that has lit a fire in me and still is there, 6 years later. And I'm just always excited about reaching new goals and doing this. And so it's just really amazing to have a job that just brings me joy every day, and I actually make a positive impact, in the people around me. And I get to work with such amazing ladies that just, they make me laugh and they pray for me and they lift me up every day. And I'm so, so thankful. So that's my story in a nutshell. So now Sabrina, there you are. She's going to share her story.
So mine is less nice. So I did not, those of you who know me on Facebook, I did not have a stellar childhood. And, so just all of that to say, I just didn't really have tools to cope with life and namely failure. I just didn't. I was ill prepared to deal with all the things that are required when you're an adult. And it just made for a really shaky foundation. So fast forward lots of years, is a lot of tragedy going on there, heartbreak and homelessness and hunger. And it was a mess until I met my husband. And, I just figured that God put him in my life to save me, right? And that now we met and everything's going to be hunky-dory and we're going to live out our fairy tale and it would just be perfect. And it was for a really long time, but I was still really ill prepared to deal with life. And life is never just sunshine and rainbows. I mean, there's always going to be disappointment. There's always going to be frustration. There's going to be overwhelm. And I just wasn't really prepared for that. And so there we are, building this family and incurring such debt. It was like really crushing. And so I ended up taking a job. I didn't even know what they did. I had no clue what an assistant escrow administrator did. I just knew that it paid enough to support 2 mortgages, 2 kids, 2 cars, all the things, right? But the whole time I'm getting like bitter and angry, and I'm eating all my feelings. And I was pretty athletic all my life. I've never been a thin person. I've always been like, you know, the thick girl with, you know, you wanted on the softball team. That was me. And stuff. Well, then it just kind of, it was falling apart. And I was in a really bad space, picking fights with everybody. Especially my family, which is, it's really hard to admit that you're like yelling at your kids and picking fights with your husband, but there it was, you know. And really I was just looking for an excuse to leave and just be on my own and not have, you know, to disappoint them every day. That's what I felt. And I was friends with people on Facebook really that I could fight with, except for maybe a handful. And I was following one of them because she was beautiful and strong. And I knew her from law school days. And I wanted whatever it was that she had. So it took a little while of her telling me, you know, this is what I do and you could absolutely be a part of it. But I didn't really trust her because I have trust issues. And I thought there's not a chance I can do that. And so it took a lot of hand holding. You know, we went really, really slow, but eventually I got on board and I saw what was possible and I thought, whoa. And I realized after doing it for a little while, when my husband joined me, that, you know, we were just 2 kind of broken people who needed something to help them get stronger, but stronger from the inside out. And this was a perfect fit for us because the community is amazing. I mean, you guys were invited here by someone who is absolutely amazing, who's super supportive, who believes wholeheartedly what they're doing, and will walk with you on this journey. And that is something I really needed. I just didn't know it. And so when she invited me to be part of a coach sneak peek, I was like, no, for a long time. And then eventually she got me in and I saw everybody was so different and beautiful and had their own story and their own things that made them unique and special. And it made me look at myself in a different way. And I wanted to be a part of that. Sorry, I'm not going to cry, I promise. But I wanted to be a part of that. And I had never wanted to be a part of anything like that ever. I was not a sorority person. I don't really talk to my family. And in this, I found one. And it was really, really beautiful. And that's why I'm here. I mean, my husband's lost probably 80, 85 pounds. I'm in the 50-ish pound range. But our lives are so different. I mean, whereas before we didn't talk to each other for days, sometimes weeks at a time, not one word spoken. Now, like every day, we can't wait to see each other, you know, and it's something really, really beautiful and special. And I don't think that any of it would have happened if I hadn't found this group. You know, I mean, diet and exercise is one thing, but this group, the community and the support and the development of yourself as a person, as an individual, it's something really special. And so that's why I'm here. That's all I got.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm gonna, let's see who we have next. So we have so many stories, but we don't have time to share them all. So we're gonna just hop into what does it actually look like with what we do as coaches, because that's kind of something that's hard to understand until you jump in. So first, Stacy is going to share with us what her workday looks like.
Okay. Well, let me just say, I'm not going to share my whole story, but when I first began coaching, I had 4 kids. 3 were going into school already. 1 was staying home with me, and I had a part-time job. So my day looked different then than it does now. And that's the beautiful thing about coaching. You can fit it into your life as it changes. So with my 4 kids, we have lots of activities all the time. We have morning activities. We have afternoon activities. My son starts his day at 5 a.m. We have to leave by 5:15. Sometimes I drive, sometimes my husband drives. I like to get my workout in. I get up very early because I like to get my workout in, all of that first. But as far as when I sit down to work at what I do now, I kind of break it up a little bit into how I deal. Can you hear me? Okay. I look at my challenge group because that's the heart and soul of what we do in coaching. And it was something that was a relief to me because unlike other at-home opportunities, you're not just selling a product. In fact, I don't think I'd be a very good salesperson at all. You're actually sharing something that's important to you, like Sabrina was saying, like this is something that's meant something to her, it's meant something to Andrea. From a fitness standpoint, from a coaching standpoint, you're just sharing something that you enjoy. And so that's what I do with my day. I get to connect with people. Even as an introvert, it's something I look forward to. First thing in the morning, I like to check on my group and see how everybody's doing, make sure that they're taken care of. And then in the afternoon, or after I drop off my kids for the second shift of kids, I will come home and I will do mostly, I'm an answerer. I'm a question answerer. When people want to know about a program or a product, I will get back with them and I will share with them what I know about it. Usually it's just a quick video, so it doesn't take a lot of time. And when people comment on my social media posts for the day, I will ask them if they want to come and be a part of it. And just, it's very natural because you're not selling something. You're just, if somebody's like wanting help with nutrition, you've got something to give them that is not going to be a diet for them, that's going to change their life. So it's exciting to share. That's what I get to do with my day. And then by the time I pick up my kids, I'm done. Like I'm just done with all of Beachbody. I'm done for the night because I do have that time to work in the day. So even this like is a rare thing. I don't usually do work at night, but the beautiful thing is that you can make this look like whatever you want. And it's a good thing for me at night because we have gymnastics at night. My girl has cross country. We have Boy Scouts. We have National Charity League. Like we are crazy busy all the time. But something that I've been able to fill in even when I was working part-time. So it's very doable.
Okay, Linda, I think you're up next. Linda has a different kind of schedule than Stacy.
I sure do. And I have a different kind of life. Although, oddly enough, I have 4 children too. And I have 2 in college, 1 in high school, and we had the forgot that could happen baby who we wouldn't trade at all. She's in 2nd grade and she either keeps us young or makes us really old. But just a little bit to my backstory. I am a full-time general dentist, right? So I know y'all are thinking like, why would a general dentist do this? Because we're all rich and wealthy and successful and all of that. Well, any of you who have full-time jobs, you know that the careers are not what you think. And to become a healthcare professional at that level, you've got 4 years of undergrad, 4 years of doctoral education, residency, and debt out the wazoo. I was always raised to believe, oh, you can be everything, but it all comes at a cost. So, you know, there was a lot of educational debt. In 2008, my brother and I opened a dental practice. We went almost $1 million in debt. It was over $800,000. So when you're talking a traditional business, there is a huge investment cost. There is rent, there is build out, there's staff, there's equipment. And while I learned so much about taking care of people's teeth, nobody taught me a business. And so we opened with the best of intentions and no business sense and sunk ourselves into debt and stress and the 4 kids and everything piled on and left me feeling stressed, defeated, daily fatigue. I popped Motrin and Tylenol like you would not believe, chronic headaches. I was hypertensive, 35 pounds overweight, high cholesterol. I was borderline diabetic. I had no time for me. Didn't see a way out. I had no hope. And what happened was all of that built up and I ended up hospitalized with an acute health crisis and I had to turn my health around. So for me, my introduction to this community was as a busy working mother of 4, how the heck, where do I even start to take care of me? My cardiologist said you have to heal. My kidney doctor said you have to eat a less processed diet. I did not know how to do any of those things. I lived on Coke Classic and coffee with international delights and about a cup of sugar and chocolate and ice cream. And that was like, and fast food. That was the mainstay of my diet. So I began from a place of needing physical health. And over time, what I found over the first 3 or 4 months of this journey was that I was more broken than I thought inside. And the fitness programs and the nutrition, I started to build confidence and strength and health. And so at first, when I was asked to pay this forward, I thought, why would I have enough on my plate? I didn't realize that this is a job that you work as much or as little as you want to. It can be anything you want. It can be a 25% discount on our programs and products, which are amazing. It can be a way to just connect with a few family members or friends, or it can actually be an income, which at the time I was 5 years into a 10-year lease and I had no idea how much I would need that. My brother and I never got out of debt. We had to close our practice in 2008. Never even realized, or 2018, 10 years later, the limitations set by insurance companies, deductibles, reimbursements, and now enter COVID, which I'm sure is impacting and affecting so many businesses. More than ever, I see the benefit, the need for people to have more than one stream of income that you can work wherever. And the other thing about your traditional career, profession, like a dentist, my income was limited not only by what the insurance companies would pay me, but how many hours I spent away from my family, how often I was at the dentist, at the office, at work, physically there, how many evenings would I work, how many mornings. With this job, I work it from my phone. I work it on my lunch break. I work it in the morning hours because I want to, and in the evening. And this job, what you get out of it is what you put into it, and you get to determine what that is. There are all sorts of levels of success, but I will tell you, as a dentist, I was trained to care for people. I didn't know a thing about coaching. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a fitness expert. God knows 5 years ago, I was a hot mess, but you're given the resources. You don't have to develop any of this yourself. Like Stacy said, she sends people a video. That's what I do. I'm not making up materials. If you want to know about a program, here's a sample. Here's some information about our nutrition line. Here's some information about our nutrition programs. We don't have to generate any of that. We just have to share it. And it's an amazing thing to share. We are taught leadership skills through this. I have developed more confidence in my ability to talk to people. It has made me a better mother. It has made me a better wife. It has made me so much more appreciative of my friendships. Before, I didn't feel like I had the time to talk with anybody, connect with anybody. For having 4 children, I was lonely. And I didn't realize how much, like Sabrina said, I needed this community, these women, their support. I just never felt so much love and all of that. So, I think that it doesn't matter what your background is. You will see women here who are lawyers, doctors, PAs, OTs, physical therapists, speech therapists, teachers, stay-at-home moms. This job just makes everything better in a million different ways. And it just fits into the little pockets of your day wherever you want it to. And it can be as many hours a day, a week, or not that you want to work. But I know for me, it has changed everything. And when our office was closing, there were months where we were not able to take a salary. And this was the income that I was able to earn. And honestly, what got me through a lot of it. And these women and this team and these resources, everything has changed for me. I got off of 4 blood pressure medications, lost 35 pounds. My cholesterol I just had done the other day. It is just unbelievably amazing. The health, the energy, the strength, and more than anything, the hope that this gives. I mean, they're priceless, but there is actually earning potential too. So that's my story, and passing it back to you.
Okay, next up, we're going to talk a little bit, that was a good lead in, Linda, on to like how we actually make money or things that we get as coaches. So Melissa is going to talk about, a lot of you may have seen, pictures of our trips and things like that. We're going to talk a little bit about how we earn that. And then Stacy's going to talk a little bit more about the actual income side. So Melissa?
Hey guys, I'm Melissa. I am the medical technologist in the group. I actually just work part-time right now because of this business, I was able to go part-time when my son became ill and we had to take him to constant appointments and homeschool him and stuff like that. And luckily he's doing better, but I was given the flexibility to be there for him, which if you work in the medical field, you know, it's not quite that flexible because the patients need our care, which I totally understand and respect. But I got to talk to you guys about travel. So we never had the money for travel in my family when I started this, and I actually didn't even know it was a perk when I signed up. But travel is like one of the best parts about coaching because we have different ways that we get to travel. So the company as a whole, when we sell challenge packs to people, we earn like travel points. So like if you start 3 new people in a month, you're earning money towards a trip the next year. So the first year I started, they had it at the Riviera Maya, and these are like 5-star all-inclusive resorts, incredible trips, right? And then they had a cruise. We were supposed to go to the Dominican last year. Thanks to COVID, we didn't get to go. And now we're supposed to go back to the Riviera Maya Unico this next year. So we're hoping COVID does not ruin that for us. But you also get to gift this trip to someone else that you love. So a lot of people take their spouses. I was going to take my sisters on a sister's trip this last year. But it's just like such a blessing that you can earn and get rewarded with this amazing trip. And if you're like me, had never been on. Another blessing is that we belong to an elite team and we have an incredible leader. And she takes us on a retreat every year in January, February, right around there when we go. And she lays out what you need to do to earn this trip. And I also want to add that like these are not like unrealistic criteria, right? It's not just like the elite top people that are like the biggest people in the company. This is realistic. This is like real life things that anybody can do if they set their goals on it. So Corey takes us on this amazing trip once a year if we meet the criteria that she gives us. Sorry, words are hard. And like last year we went to Cabo. We were in Cabo right before this whole COVID thing hit. So we all say that like it's just carrying us through, right? It was such a blessing to like go on that trip and have the fun times. You get to know people on the team at a different level, and it's truly amazing. And it's an incredible, again, 5-star resorts. Everything's given to you. You're catered to. It's an amazing trip away from your family. This is an all-girl trip. Forgot to add that. And then another way that we travel is for our national convention every year. Now, this is a trip that you pay for yourself, but it's a tax write-off because of your business. So again, this is just a time to get to know the company more, find out about new things coming, spend more time with the whole team, bring your new coaches with you. I mean, it's just a great bonding time that everybody really looks forward to. It was canceled again this last year because of COVID, but hopefully this year everything will be back on track and we'll get to do the things we love. So that is some of the amazing perks of coaching. And Stacy is going to talk to you guys about the income side of it.
Well, and I didn't mention this before, but I'm a CPA and my husband's a CPA. And when we first started this and started looking at the coaching opportunity, we wanted to make sure that it was legit. I had never done anything like this. We'd always been in office jobs. And so we looked at how the compensation plan was structured, and we both felt like it was really good. You know, we did the Better Business Bureau. We have like an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We've been around for 10 years. So it was definitely a legitimate opportunity. And I think that the way that we structure income should be the way that all companies do, because you are rewarded for helping others and you are rewarded for helping your team to do the same. Like if you look at a company and the way it's structured, you've got like your CEO, and then you've got like partners or directors, you've got managers, you've got all these employees. And the thing is about that structure is that this guy down here doesn't usually make more than this person up here. Whereas you own your own business and you have the income opportunity to make more than the person above you or the person above you because of the way that this is structured. So how we earn, first of all, we talked about get a discount. You get a 25% off discount on products. At my house, we take full advantage of this because least 3 bags a month. We do Energize, we do Bevy, we do Collagen, we do Recover, and all of these things we get 25% off of. You also earn 25% commission off of anything that somebody orders directly from you. So when you match someone with a product or a program, that's a direct 20% commission for you. But really, the bigger income as you grow your business comes from the next level, and it's called Team Cycle Bonus. And I'm not going to go into great detail as to how it works, but basically, when you get a certain amount of volume, you get a Team Cycle Bonus. And you don't just get 1 a week or 1 a day. You cycle as many times as you are able to with your team volume, and that can be several times a day. So that starts to add up, and it becomes more of your consistent income, even more so than your commissions. We also have corporate bonuses that we achieve based on points that we meet. So there's a lot of different things like that, but mostly your income is going to be on your people started and then helping your team to grow. So to me, I mean, that the income potential and the way that it's structured should be the way that every company works. So I love that there's no ceiling to income. You're not going to hit a certain spot and then not make any more. You can grow this as you have time and ability to do so.
Thank you, Stacy. Okay, we are going to move on to Melissa Graybill. She's one of our super busy ladies on the team. And Melissa and Lauren are going to both talk about like how to fit this into a busy schedule. I mean, we're all busy, but some of us have more demands on our time than others. So Melissa's going to chat first.
Okay. Hi, everybody. All right. So I'm not going to go into my story at all at this point in time, but I have been a coach for four and a half years. And the whole reason that I came to this opportunity was I came across my coach on Facebook, never knew her ever. And now she's one of my best friends, which is so funny. But I came across that post and I saw everything that kind of what we're talking about tonight. And it just was one of those days. I'm a full-time RN. And even 4.5 years ago, I was burned out, and just let's not even talk about the pandemic because it's even worse now. So my goals are even bigger right now because just everything that this opportunity will have. However, I hear all of the time about, there's no time, we need more time in the day. Like, there's no way I can do what you do. And I kind of just sit back and laugh about that because in my opinion, if you really truly want something, you will find a way. And I can't tell you just the whole miraculous mindset change that I've had. I came from an eating disordered past. I had a very unhealthy relationship. I might have been a nurse, but I certainly wasn't acting like one with myself. So this has taught me how to take care of myself. So why not share it with other people? And then once I realized, hey, I could actually, instead of be reactive as a nurse and treat the disease, treat the symptom, help the patient, be on the proactive side of it. And that gave me so much more passion that I found the time. So I get up in the morning early because I work all day long. And actually, I don't have them here. I've got like multiple phones I carry. I'm on call. I'm a salaried position now, so it's administrative, but it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, my clock is now going. My days just don't always end when I leave work at the end of the day, nor do they end on Friday at 5. Like it goes into the weekend sometimes. I bring home my laptop. I mean, I definitely am all over the place. And I have 2 kids. I have a 20-year-old and a 14-year-old. They may not be small, but they still are kids. So, there's always that. So how I structure my day is I get up early. I get up at 4 a.m. because that time is my time. And that's the only way I know I can be a good coach is if I put that time back into me. So I do my workout then. And I get into my challenge group sometimes at that time. Other times it's a little bit later in the morning. But I kind of pick pockets of the day during my work day. But I will tell you, since COVID hit, I don't have those pockets as much anymore. Not that I really did before anyway, but it's just worse now. But I feel like if I can make it work, I feel like anybody can figure it out. And so after my work day, I come home and it's obviously dinner time and family time, and it's, so to speak, like at the dinner time. I mean, my kids are a little bit older now. And then I come in here, and this is where I sit until I get everything done off of my checklist. And that's what I go by, a to-do list. And I feel like that just keeps me on track. Very intentional, very strategic. Even with social media, I'm not one of those people, like I don't just scroll. It's usually the top 10 posts. I keep my notifications off. I have a set time I check messages. I mean, I have to set those boundaries or I would just burn myself out because it's just too much. So in a working person's life, this can work. And so when people say they don't have time, you really don't know what you don't have time for until you try it. So that's kind of my story. I think personal development's a big, huge thing, and we didn't really even talk about that, but I think that's how I've become to this point. I never thought I would be where I am now in the coaching business. I just thought I was going to make a couple extra bucks every month, not actually be working towards leaving my full-time job, which I'm working on it. So I just have to make that jump. So that's all I have personally.
All right. So I'm Lauren, and I've been coaching for about, can y'all hear me okay? I'm on my husband's computer, so I just wanted to make sure the audio is good. But I've been coaching for about 5 months, so I'm new into this coaching journey. It has changed my life in so many ways. So I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have a 14-month-old. I really just wanted to get back into shape postpartum. And so I started with the programs, and a month into it, I decided to just jump into coaching. I was definitely like not where I wanted to be fitness wise or just routine. But I knew that coaching could give me like another outlet and just sense of purpose in my days. And I had no idea what that could even look like or how God could use it. But I am so thankful that I was brave enough to do it because, you know, as a stay-at-home mom, my days revolve around my little one, and it's very exhausting, but it's rewarding in the sense that I get to not only spend my days like raising him, but also getting to impact people outside of the home, and just getting to change lives is just given me just a new sense of purpose and just a new excitement in my days. And so I am just so thankful that I like even considered this, because like I said, I was not anywhere where I wanted to be. And I think that all of my just success in where I am fitness wise is because I started coaching, because it brought a whole nother layer of accountability and community and consistency, and, you know, me showing up in my workouts every day. Like I knew there's someone out there that I'm encouraging and motivating, and that's what keeps me going every day. And so there's so many great things about coaching. The community, like I said, has just made me feel even just more connected. It's being home with the little one, it can be kind of lonely sometimes. So this has just brought a whole new layer of just, I don't know, feeling connected and loved. And I'm excited to see where this journey takes me, and just so thankful for the growth that it's brought to me. So that's my story, and I'm excited.
Yay. Okay, I'm going to close us out and just kind of share about what it looks like to get started as a coach. Now that we've shared so much goodness with you guys. My name is Brittany, by the way, and I've been a coach for almost 5 years. So I think we're going to have a little time at the end if you have questions, but if you've done Beachbody before, if you're already working with a program or something like that, then the package to get started depends on what you want to try as far as supplements go. And I should have said if you've never done Beachbody before, not if you've done it. The packages range depending on what it is you want to try, from about 160 to can go all the way up to like 350. And that includes workouts, nutrition, your supplements, and everything you need to get a business started. Like it includes all of that stuff too. Plus, you get access to our coach trainings and boot camps and accountability groups that we run that we've talked about, and the support and the community, like all of that. And the coach that you're signing up with would be there with you every step of the way. So everything you need to do to be successful is provided for you when you get started. And the same cost if you're already working a program and you've already been in a group for a while, then you can get started at an even lower cost. So that would be something that you could chat with your coach about to see exactly what it would be depending on what you got started with. There is a monthly coaching fee that depends. If you're in the United States, it's $15.95 a month. That covers things like your back office, shipping, customer service, things like that. And even if you're just doing it for the discount, you're saving a substantial amount of money every month. You save 25% off all your products that you order. And if you're not super familiar, there's consumables, but there's also like apparel and equipment and all kinds of programs, all kinds of things like that. So you also will get like early access to a lot of the programs that we launch. Every time we have a launch, there's a coach only access window. There are groups with the trainer. They're specific with the trainer, and you can have hands-on experience with them and learning more about how to tweak your nutrition with this specific program and just different things about the program that you can then share with your customers and clients. And then something else I added is that you get discounts at other places like Athleta and Lulu and things like that. So that's just another cool little perk. So that is how you get started. If you do want to get started, be sure just to reach out to the coach that invited you that you're already working with, and they can help you go from there. But if anybody has any questions, this would be a good time to ask. You can put them in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and just ask, and we would be happy to answer best we can. And if not, that's okay.
Well, I've got one if nobody else wants to go before me. I've been talking to Andrea about this, and yeah, I appreciate everyone's input about, fitting it into a busy schedule. I don't work outside the home, but my kids keep me pretty busy. So say I sign up as a coach. I've been doing Beachbody for a couple of years now in between pregnancy and postpartum recoveries. And I love working out. I love the Beachbody workouts. I've been doing the 21 and the portion containers, and I love all of it. So I've been sharing about that with other people. But say I sign up as a coach, what happens first? I haven't quite gotten a good sense of, what then, would be required of me.
Well, once you sign up, people could purchase through you, but as far as what happens, that's kind of up to you on what you want to do. If you want to, start building, then we can put you in our new coach training. We'll walk you through step-by-step kind of how to launch your business, how to get started with the activities that we do every day. So you would have a guide on what to do. And then, but since it is your business, it's just a matter of what you want to do with it. We have people that, get started day one and they jump in and they, are working hard at, helping people and things like that. And then we have people who sign up and want to just do it for the discount for a little while and, help people here and there. And so it's totally up to you, but when you do sign up, you will have support right away in what to do, like with the training and things like that. And so, and then we have team pages where we share, information, and that's a good place to ask a question. We have group chats with coaches on our team and things like that. So you're kind of plugged in right away with all the resources that you need to know what to do, I guess is the best way to put it.
I was going to say that, first of all, Andrea is awesome, but I think that she would definitely have a conversation with you as far as like what it is that you're wanting out of coaching. Like she kind of mentioned, like some people don't want to like build a business. They just want to get the discount, which is why I started doing it to begin with. And so if that's all you're wanting to do, then you would just tell her that and be like, okay, but no, if I'm wanting to make this amount of money every month, or like what would help your family, or you want to like run with it and like, the sky's the limit, just having that conversation with her about what it is your goals are. Even if it's just the first goal, it can always change, and she can help you know, like, what you would need to do as far as work level goes, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
So,
Yeah, and it's probably hard to know like what your goals would be at first. When like I had no idea when I started too. So we have some, like initial goals that we recommend you reach for, and you can start there and just kind of see how it goes.
Open-ended. Okay.
I have a couple of discount coaches in this sneak peek, and to you guys, I think it's great to jump in and start with a discount coach and kind of get your feet wet. And if that's where you want to stay, that's fine. I'm here to support it. No matter what your journey looks like, I'm here to support you. But I would just say, like, keep an open mind. When I started this, I was the president of an escrow company. We were a securities intermediary, and I was the discovery coordinator for a law firm. And I thought that was my path until I started doing this. And I was just a coach for the discount. That was it. And I thought, I'm good with that. But just with an open mind, you just never know what will happen. Like, my health kind of tanked about 2 years ago, and I had to make some really tough choices about what I wanted to do with myself, because I had limited energy, limited everything. And I actually chose the job that paid the least amount, but gave me the most joy. And so I took that kind of leap of faith. I was I was doing okay. But since I made this my focus, it really has taken off and become something I never thought it could be. So I would say just keep an open mind and understand that your goals could change, with your season of life.
Do we have any other questions, or anybody else want to add anything? I know a lot of you didn't get a chance to talk. So if anybody wants to add anything before we close, you're welcome to.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
I think Linda was talking about this, that you guys have the resources that you need. I would be concerned, I am wanting to sign up, and initially it probably will be just for the discount and, kind of here and there, until gradually it can, potentially make something out of it if God leads our family that way. But I'd be nervous about, Andrea's given me great advice over the last few years. I'd be nervous about giving poor nutrition advice or, any kind of PT advice to somebody. Do you guys have like a place that you go back to your group and say, hey, this is my question, from my gal, what should I say? Or, how do you guys feel about those kind of questions?
I don't think we ever offer medical advice, so that's something to be careful about. But I also think that we do have a group of people, and we've all been doing it varying lengths of time. And so resources to pull from, as far as the nutrition aspect goes and everything. And again, we are there to help, but we're also there to we're not someone who's expected to know everything. So, and it's okay to say, let me ask, because none of us I don't know if did anybody on here have a health and fitness background? I'm trying to think. No, I don't think any of us. Like you said, you have a dentist and a nurse, a couple of those, but I don't know anything about that stuff. So it was kind of a learn as we go type thing. And it is definitely okay to not know the answer, but ask. And if someone's ever having serious medical issues or definitely want them to talk to them. And we always say if they're breastfeeding or something like that, to ask their doctor first, things like that. So kind of CYA, but that's not, just want to be careful a little bit. But does anybody else want to add anything?
And it's the thing that is a peace of mind is, we're not trainers or nutritionists. We're just matching people with the trainers and nutritionists, and that's the cool thing is Beachbody provides all the tools. And then all we do is just kind of learn how to use them and how to help people use them. And So like, I mean, Amy, you have a very good understanding of containers, and every time you ask me questions, I'm like, you know more than a lot of people, so I know that you would give good advice. But you know, I think that, but like Brittany said, we have the group that we ask questions, and that really helps a lot, because we do have a lot of very knowledgeable people, and usually it's a lot of like, what's your experience with this, and we always have lots of feedback from that. So I think Amy got frozen, and I hope she could hear all this.
She's frozen.
Yeah, hopefully she heard
Very
everything.
serious.
Oh, we lost
Oh,
her.
she's gone. Hopefully she heard that.
Well, she can listen to the recording.
Yeah, she disappeared.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any questions? You know?
I guess not.
That's okay.
Yeah. Well, I will get this recording up for anybody that wants to rewatch or send to anybody else.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank y'all for being here. It's
Thanks
good to
for
see you
coming,
Thanks, guys.
Bye,
See you
guys.
later.
Bye, guys.
Good night.